Hi there, good afternoon. This is Darrell Wolfe, Vice President of Sales with 3 Mark Financial, bringing you another edition of 3 Minutes with 3 Mark. Everybody at 3 Mark Financial is hoping everyone is staying safe, friends and family. We want to give special thanks to first responders, anyone in the medical field, doctors, nurses, really anybody that's associated to keeping us safe and sound and bringing those that were affected back to health. We really appreciate that. Everyone at the home office is working diligently to process your business. A lot of business coming in on e-application platforms, so we appreciate that. It's a really efficient way to get business into us, and all of our case managers are, for the most part, working from home and doing a great job, so we're indebted to them and indebted to you for your trust and during this time and still sending business and working on your behalf for your clients. So we are adapting in many ways. Obviously, we're adapting, as you can see, with the 3 Minutes of 3 Mark. I'm holding this 3 Minutes with 3 Mark at the Houston West Chase office, better known as my house. And we just thought it was a fun way to continue to drive a message, bring you interesting ideas, things that are working out there to help your business. So I think I'm safe to take that off. It really is sad to think of all the industries that have been affected by the virus. Barbershops, nail salons. As you can see, I had to take matters in my own hands with the haircut thing. But it's sad, and we're hoping everybody gets back to normal quick as possible. But on the flip side of that, I think there are a lot of industries that are thriving that we didn't see. No one expected to see have a year so far like they're having. You have the paper towels, the toilet paper, grocery stores, liquor stores. You've seen those things thrive, and you just can't keep anything on the shelves. Another one I find interesting is the bicycle industry. I mean, if your neighborhood's anything like mine, it's like the 70s or 80s again, where everybody's out riding bikes, exercising. Anything that has wheels, they're on it. Bikes, skateboards, scooters, you name it. So it's interesting. I think it's interesting to see everybody kind of come together and new industries thrive, and hopefully the ones that are struggling now will get back on their feet soon. Another industry that that brings me to my message is life settlements. It has not stopped. We've had some success here lately on some cases that I wanted to share with you and talk about, and maybe give you an idea of what you might have in your book of business, some opportunities. The first case was a case that was owned by a guy in his mid-70s. It was originally a term policy. He converted it 7 or 8 years ago to a permanent policy. He was selling his car dealership, and the car dealership required a life insurance policy, so he converted it to protect the buyer of his car dealership. So once that transaction was processed, his kids actually took over the policy. So his son and daughter took over paying the premium. They were the owners. They did that for 2 or 3 years, and it was not a cheap premium. The guy was not in great health. He's not in bad health, but he's in mid-70s and had some things going on. They paid the premium, $1,900 a month, so it wasn't cheap. Just like anything, people's lives change, situations change, and the premium became a burden. So they explored the secondary market for this policy. It was a $750,000 policy that was converted to a guaranteed universal life. We ended up selling it in the secondary market for $150,000, and both the son and daughter split the proceeds, and they were happy. And it's just a way to explore the settlement market, when the policy is no longer needed. The second one I wanted to talk about was another mid 70-year-old female. She was recently divorced, recently diagnosed with breast cancer. During the divorce proceedings, she had uncovered that there was a beneficiary of the trust that was going to receive a majority of the proceeds of the trust. There were two policies that were owned by a trust, and so to combat that, what she decided to do was explore settling the policies. And her dream was always to invest in a neighborhood development. So in her eyes, her thought was that she, instead of the life insurance policies being paid to the trust on her death, she would sell the policies. With the proceeds of the policies, it turned out to be about $400,000. So it was a nice settlement. she's able to invest that money into the development of a neighborhood, and in her thought, and in her mind, it's a way to accomplish estate equalization. So all the beneficiaries of the trust, the children, will get equal estate distribution. So those are just a couple ideas. A lot of people always think of life settlements as somebody that's in poor health that no longer needs life insurance, and instead of letting it lapse, go ahead and sell it. And that's really a perfect example. But there are other reasons why people no longer need life insurance with healthcare, with the market, how the market's been performing here in the last few weeks. People need help with supplementing retirement, long-term care. So just know you're not alone. We have tons of resources at 3markfinancial.com. And under the products and services pages, there's a life settlement section. There are tons of resources there. Most importantly, if you have a client that calls you, no longer needs their policy, they're thinking about letting it lapse, do not let them let it lapse. If the policy is lapsed, the value is zero. We can guarantee that. So just give us a call. There might be an opportunity, there might not be, but at least you've done your due diligence to see if this policy has any sort of value for your client that no longer needs it. This is Darrell Wolfe, Vice President of Sales, thanking you again for tuning in and spending some time with us today. I want to remind everybody to keep safe, keep your family safer, and thanks again for your partnership, and we look forward to seeing you on the flip side. I'll leave you with this. One of my favorite philosophers, Ron Burgundy, once said, "Keep it classy, friends of 3 Mark."